I know it's kind of a dumb question, but how's it feel right now?
I'm speechless, honestly. I had a feeling that it might get close. I know how good of a fisherman he is, and when I kept catching those fish, I knew, I knew it wasn't to run up the score. I knew there was a reason that I kept catching them, and I just had a feeling like he was doing really well. For both of us to go out on the last day of this and catch the 2 biggest bags, I mean, that's saying a lot. Especially I lean on my fish really, really hard, and I'm super shocked, super blessed that they held up. I went back to where I did most of my damage this morning and where I'd caught several the last couple days, and culled up 3 times in the last like 30, 45 minutes off of that area. So, it's just an awesome feeling. I never would have believed it. I mean, my dream since I was a kid was to do this and fish professionally and all that, and it's huge for me. I grew up in a fishing family. The first person I hugged was my grandfather, and then my dad, and they both got me into it. And, my grandfather owned a marine dealership growing up, so I've always been around it, and I've always wanted to do this, and it's coming around.
Did you get a flurry there at the end of the day? How did the day play out?
It started out really, really awesome. I mean, I had the best morning that I've had all week, and then the middle part of the day was really, really slow for me, and I went and ran some water where I caught fish the last couple of days, and really didn't do any good off of it. I just knew I needed to go back to my main area, and once I went back to that area, I could kind of see some of the rock shelves and the big rocks that I was fishing, and two of my last 3 I caught pitching to those rocks once I could actually see them. And that was the only point this week where I'd actually been able to see them and really fish them like that. I turned around and fished a couple of them. And so, I don't know, it's an awesome feeling.
Before you even came here, did you even think you had a shot at fishing in the Classic next year?
Once we made it in Oklahoma, I've always kind of, I've always kind of thought if I ever made it to the brackets that, I was going to put my head down, and which I'm sure everyone comes in with the mindset that, if they make it here, they're not going to get beat. And I had that mindset, coming in, that if I made it here, that I just was not going to get beat no matter what. I was going to give it everything I had the entire time, and and then once I'd seen the format last year of how they're doing it with 2-3 hour segments, I knew that if I could find a couple areas where I could really, really lock in and feel like I was fishing almost 100% of the time, in high percentage water, that I would do really well, and that's what I've done, and it paid off. So.
Did you ever think you'd be prepping for the Classic when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
I always thought I'd be here at some point. Maybe not necessarily at 21, but I've always dreamed about it. But I've always thought I was going to be here. So.
Very good. Anybody else?
Hey Nick, your last fish put you in the lead with 11 minutes left. Talk about that fish.
Gosh, it was huge. When it bit, I could tell that it was kind of on the side of a rock, and I'd gotten broke off a couple times this week from fish that had come out from under those rocks, and I actually did early in the second period, got broke off by one that honestly might have helped me a little bit, and once I felt it break free of that rock, I knew I had a shot at it, and he ran me around the boat, like most of them had been, and I got him up next to the boat and scooped him up like I had been. Anything that I've gotten up around the boat this week, I've landed every single one of them. I don't want to say I've practiced for the moment, but I fish by myself 3 or 4 days a week, and I hand land anything that I catch that's bigger. And so I didn't. If I ever made it to this moment, I didn't want to be the guy that was sitting down and was trying to rope them up by the line and breaking them off and losing them at the boat and stuff. I wanted to be good at it, so it worked out. I can't believe it, but.
You're fishing the Tennessee River where you cut your teeth. How excited are you?
I'm super excited. That I've never been to that stretch or that pool, but the Tennessee River sets up pretty similar, in general. So I'm excited. I'm ready to start going down there and pre-practicing, and just a shot at them. So I don't know. It's awesome.